Hey all you super players out there, Ben Lodice aka 5 Buck Lunch coming at you with a video of kind of my impressions and kind of what it was like to be a Nats this year. For those of you who are subscribed and for anyone who comments down below, I'm giving away my Nationals entry mat. I have a billion mats and so I want to give this one to you guys. It's actually pretty cool. It's got a whole bunch of sayings on it. Uh, but yeah, so either subscribe and you're entered, or go ahead and write a comment on this video and you'll be entered again if you're subscribed, or if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. Just put a comment below and you'll be entered for the mat. But yeah, first off, I wanted to go over the wonderful poll that I made before Nationals so we could all see how wrong we were about the meta. And I was close. I thought it was going to be blue or red yellow Broly that won, but it was blue yellow Broly that won. Um, And as we see, so the majority of people thought it was going to be Purunga Shenron, which was also a very good choice. But it's very interesting to see kind of the variety people thought. There's a bunch of Janemba, both kinds of Brolys, some Toas, a bunch of memers down here with what they thought of for the decks. And actually, the Demigur ended up being more of a real answer than I thought it was going to be. There was actually some Demigurs that got pretty far. Uh, but yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting. Only 10% got it right. That was going to be Yellow Broly. And I think that's indicative of it being like a pretty good meta when you can't call out exactly what deck's going to win. Uh, the meta got a little less varied as the tournament went on. There was a lot of different decks there, but once we got kind of down to it, there was really only two. So yeah, going forward to see how Bandai addresses that. We might see some hits to either the Purunga deck or the Broly deck going forward, kind of to clear out for the new sets. But yeah, we'll see. I decided to show the results, and yeah, I was wrong. Almost all of you were wrong. 1 in 10, I suppose, were right. But okay, now I want to go into some of the good things about the tournament. I'm sorry if this is wrong, but it's TAK Gaming, I think it was, ran the main event, and they were awesome. All their people were really helpful, real personable, and they did a really good job with the tournament. I think there was only one repair, and it was done almost instantly. They were the ones in charge of the main event. There was someone else in charge of the side event, and we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, they did fantastic. They also did really good at the Gen Con event, so Bandai, give these guys more events. They're amazing. They do it very, very well, very efficiently, and you can tell that they have passion about the game. Uh, the way they did the finals also was really cool. For those of you that weren't there, they had a massive projector screen that they showed, so everyone could watch the finals. You could see it from like the back of the room. It was really nice, and it was really cool to sit there with all the other players sitting there watching the finals. Everyone was cheering, so it was really cool. Something we don't see a lot in our game. Kind of be able to come together and watch like that. The entry stuff was also very good with good pricing. This is all for the main event. Uh, there was a lot of the entry was nice. You got a whole bunch of packs. I believe it was 3 of the new the new tournament pack, a new event pack. I'm sorry. You got the gold versions of the championship pack, which looked really nice. Bandai's getting really good at designing these tournament promos so that they look really good and really makes me want to get a bunch from my decks, which is good because originally they didn't always look amazing. Um, and then we got the playmat, which looks very nice, very well made playmat, and the top prizing was all very good as well. Let's see. So going to some bad things. The side events weren't great. They weren't horrible, but there was a lot of a lot of little things that went wrong that could be improved. So the side events were handled by Core TCG, and they did okay. Their staff was kind of hit or miss. They had some people that I could tell were really passionate and into it and glad to be there, and some people that I'm pretty sure wanted to be anywhere else, which isn't great. The prize wall was a new thing they did, and I'm going to put this as kind of both a good and a bad thing. Having a prize wall is good. I like having prize walls at events because it means after you win side events, you can get what you want. You aren't stuck to getting packs or whatever it is for that event. You can play any side event and get any prize you want. The bad thing about the prize wall was it was all old stuff. It really seemed like it was inventory that Core TCG wanted to get rid of, and that's not great. There was a guy that came with us to this event, and he didn't make his LCQ, so on Saturday he just sat around because he didn't want anything on the prize wall, so he didn't play any events. And that's not really something you want. You want people to be excited about the prize walls. So if we could get some stuff up there like uncut sheets or just things you can't get any other way, or new things, that's how you really make a prize wall impressive. So good that they had a prize wall. Not so great on the prize wall itself. I used all my points on uh, Goku, the Kid Goku sleeves because there was nothing else that I wanted. Um, but yeah, so could be better with that. Also, having a prize wall that's for more than one event would be nice. There was an issue where I went up and uh, I had won 100 points for the 3v3s because we went 4-1. Props to my team for that. We did a pretty good job. And so it was late, but not too late. There were still events going on Saturday night. And I went over to the prize wall, and there was a guy sitting there, one of the core TCG guys. And I asked him, hey, can I turn in my points for the sleeves? And keep in mind, they're sitting 3 feet behind him. And he goes, no, we're not taking sleeves anymore, or we're not taking points anymore today. I'm like, okay, so it's kind of weird that you would close this about an hour and a half before all the events and rounds are over, but whatever, I guess. So then I thought to myself, I'm like, I wonder. So I asked him, I go, well, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Can I just grab my stuff because I'm not going to be here? Just to kind of see the reaction I would get. And the response was, no, I can't do that for you. You'll have to get one of your friends to get your stuff for you tomorrow, which is really not great for, like, it just felt very skeezy and felt that he didn't really care at all, which is not good. Not good for running your event. The best part about it, though, was I came the next day, and the guy that turned me down was the guy giving away the stuff all day. So it was literally the guy whose job it was to give away the stuff told me no, and he was just sitting there doing nothing. So yeah, that's not great. Core TCG, a little bit more enthusiasm than that, please, to be here and running the tournaments. Some of you are great, don't get me wrong. There is definitely some of the people in the Core TCG that were very, very, very wanted to be there and did very good. But the staff was really hit and miss. Also, some of the pricing was weird. And I went back and I looked at kind of the what points were given out for what event later. I'll show the board in a minute where it shows how many points you got for each event. And I think it was just that the 3v3 was priced really low, which was surprising. So for going 4-1, I'm just going to pull that up now. There we go. So this was the prize board. And to get an idea of what points were what, so it was like 15 points for a pack. There were mats for 200 points, I believe, and mats for 400 points. And then there was the big, huge Chuck E. Cheese prize, which was the Switch for 2,000 points. So if you were going to, buy points off other people, stuff like that, then you could try and get a Switch. I don't think anyone actually got to it. I'm not sure, because we left a little early on Sunday from the draft event. But anyway, so some of the interesting things here. So if you can see down in here the standings, this shows the points that you got and the participation prize. And this was another huge negative too, is this board they had. So I couldn't find anywhere on the site what the prizing was supposed to be for side events. Originally written, the participation prize all had event pack 5s, which were the new event packs, which would be really cool for all the people not in the main event. It was a way to get those packs. It was only one pack per event, so it's not like they're giving away a ton of these packs or anything. So that all got markered off and changed to 4s, and then I'm not just really sure what was under those blue sheets, but the blue tape, but that got taped over. It was just really weird and really unprofessional looking. It's not great. Once again, little thing. Obviously, this doesn't actually affect anything that's happening, other than the fact that people were promised event pack 5s right when they got there. So my guess is either that was a mistake or they didn't have enough event pack 5s for the main event and the side events. If it's a mistake, that happens. I mean, you get the board from the printers. This board, these things are more expensive. You think they were? This is probably like a $300 board. But, yeah, it just doesn't look great. Maybe try and, I don't know, don't use blue tape on orange. I don't know. Anyways, this was just kind of indicative of kind of the side events going forward. I know there was huge delays on some of the LCQs, so I think it was Pod 2. Their event was like, I want to say like 7 hours long when it was 4 or 5 rounds, which is kind of crazy. I think they were best of ones too. But it sucks for players in that pod because you had to go X1 to get your invite, and they didn't get a second chance. Everyone else could probably have played 2 LCQs if they got there early enough, and they didn't get a chance. So better organization on the side events. The side events ended really early on some of the days too. They like stopped taking signups at 3 o'clock on a couple of the days, which is really crazy because we were there till like 9:30. So you could pretty easily have run a couple more events. The side event variety was really nice though. I will give props for that. So being able to run draft at all times and regular events at all times. The LCQs were going, so there was a lot of different events, which was really nice. That's something a lot of other games don't have. They'll have their event and like a win-a-mat going, and that'll be like it. So it was very, very nice that they have multiple things for us to do for those of us that like different formats. That was really cool. The prizing was also really cool. I want to talk a little bit about the draft extravaganza because that was a big thing going forward. I know it says they changed it to 300 player. That's not a big deal. There was only like 220 or something like that. That event was really fun, and I really hope they do that again. I love draft. I like that it was a serious / casual. It got started really late, which kind of sucked, but it ran really fast and efficiently, so I didn't end up having any problems. Yeah, it was really fun. It was nice to have an actual draft event. It was best of ones, which best of 3 would have been. I'm really hoping at some point they do an actual big event that's actually a draft event as opposed to a side event like this, just because I love draft so much. But this was great. It was a lot of fun. Got to play with a lot of fun people. I really hope they keep doing that event specifically. It was really cool. Also, you got to win a medal card, which was nice. So let's see. I think that's all I had for good and bad things. So yeah, props to TK Gaming once again going over. It was really, really cool that they were there again, and I hope to see them run as many tournaments as possible. They were fantastic. Best tournament organizer I've had in a while. Core TCG, honestly, I think it was just effort, as bad as that sounds. I haven't been to one of their events before, so let me know in the comments if in the past they've had this problem, but a lot of their people just didn't seem like they wanted to be there. There's just a lot of small mistakes that kind of, those things build up like over and over on people's impressions of the game. So yeah, Nationals was great. Had a lot of fun. I'm going to be going over the deck that I played. Had middling success with. I think I made a couple mistakes in its construction. Overall, I think the deck still had a lot of potential given the meta. But yeah, I went in with U6 Hit Leader, which may sound crazy, but the deck was a lot of fun to play, and I don't regret doing it. But yeah, on Thursday or Friday, I'll have that deck list out for you with a deck profile. So yeah, go out there, play some... Oh, one thing I want to talk about before I go. I am super hyped that we have a World Championship next year. That will be a lot of fun, and I like the fact that Dragon Ball has stepped up with their organized play. We're going to be starting right away in, I believe, December with organized play events as opposed to having to wait till spring again, which is awesome. There's no huge, 6-month window where we just have to sit on our hands. And yeah, World Championship next year. I hope to get there. We'll see. And go out there, play some Super, and have some fun.